Haribol, Hare Krishna. So we are here. We are gonna see the beautiful marks present in the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga. And which prayers in particular are we doing?
Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Hare Krishna.
Okay, very good. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you. Welcome, Anuttara. Thank you, Anuttara and Prema Rupa Madhavi, for volunteering to speak about the mysteries of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And love is in the details. We're going to magnify the symbols on his lotus feet and speak. So let's start with our introductions. So Anuttara, you can tell us what are the symbols that you picked, or symbol?
I picked the barley corn.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Yava, right? In Sanskrit, yes.
Okay, thank you. And Prema Rupa Madhavi?
I picked two. One is the bow, dhanu, and the other is the flag, dwaja.
Awesome. Great. So thank you for the participation of our Vaishnavis today. Let me just so the first round, there are 3 rounds to this podcast or the talk show. The first round is definition, what does the word mean, and also description of what it represents in the context of philosophically and psychologically. And then the second round would be personal application. Why did you choose the specific one? What would that mean to you in your life? And also preaching application. How could we actually give Krishna consciousness to others by spreading the glories of the symbols of the lotus feet of the Lord? And then the third round would be a not so surprise round for those of you who were here yesterday. You would be sharing the other person's symbol, and we'll have a little debate kind of a situation. You get each a minute to defend for your own chosen symbol, and then you would have to do the opposite as well. And when we'll see if you do that well, and you'll pass the test. Thank you. It's not very hard to pass this test, right? Is it? Yeah. So let's start. Who likes to go? You choose who wants to go first. Not both at the same time, please.
All right, I'm unmuted, so I guess I'll go first. I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually sitting under the lotus feet of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
There you
He's
go.
happily, dancing here. I don't know how much the screen can capture, but yeah, I don't know if that's an advantage I have. I'm just kidding. So first we'll talk about the bow, the dhanu. Can you see the bow? So the bow represents victory, right? Mahaprabhu, he did not conquer just kingdoms, he actually conquered hearts. And his weapon, because this is considered a weapon, the bow is considered a weapon, his weapon is the holy name and not arrows. So our question here, or what we want to discuss here today, would be, are we conquering others? Which is what a bow would generally do. But what does that imprint on the lotus feet of the Lord mean? Or does it mean conquering our egos when we start meditating on those footprints? The next topic the next footprint that I chose was victory flag. So a flag announces triumph, right? Mahaprabhu's declaration that this is the banner of Sankirtan. Another symbol, another meaning of this symbol in the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu is it represents a feeling of belonging, right? The flag represents a feeling of belonging. So here, when we accept his shelter, we stand under his banner, flag is also like a banner, right? So it represents when we meditate on lotus feet and look at that banner, it should represent compassion, humility, and devotion. So our discussion would be, does our behavior reflect what we claim the flag to stand for? So that's my opening, speech.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Premarupa Madhavi. And our audience, at any time, you can just raise your hand and comment or ask any questions that come up. You're always welcome. Anuttara, over to you.
So I'm gonna share a couple of slides. So these are I really like. I am a visual person, so I really like to see the lotus feet and the symbols. Today we are speaking about see the bow is here, beautiful, and the flag. Can you see the flag? Yes, it's here. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so today I'm gonna speak about the very tiny barley corn. Can you see it? It's on the left foot under the big toe. So, here it is. The barley corn, Java, is associated in particular with the nourishment. So, just as a little grain of barley can sustain us, sustain the physical body, if we meditate on the beautiful mark, that gives nourishment to our soul, because we meditate on surrendering to the Lord. Of course, what we are really starving for is really real surrender. There is also another secondary, or additional meaning that can be the smallness. When we see such a tiny grain that can be under the lotus feet of the Lord, our mountains of problems in the material world shrink. And this, that's also the meaning. And I also would like to connect it to the 12-step journey, because when I picked it, I didn't think about it, but it's really the first step. So admitting that we are powerless, our struggles are very insignificant, but we really need nourishment. So that's where we want to go. We really want to give up our self-will to really find strength in the mercy of the Lord. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Anuttara. Thank you so much. Now, any questions? Dear Vaishnavis, dear devotees, any questions for our speakers today? Anything you would like them to expand upon, any particular point that captured your attention? Okay, so let's move to the next round. The next round is Premarupa Madhavi. If you'd like to share with us, why did you pick this one? What was the mystical reason? And how do you think that applies like personal application and also preaching application?
Thank you. The reason I chose Victory Flag is my Guru Maharaj is none other than His Holiness Jaipataka Swami Guru Maharaj. And it's so nice. Like, and the two things I picked, one was Dhanu and the other is the flag. So Dhanu actually means victory, right? It represents victory. And the flag is Pataka. So it's so apt that I chose these two symbols. Just to go on, right? Like when we meditate on the symbols more, it truly shows who he is and who who, like, me and my god siblings are aspiring to serve, or how like a representative has come to show us the path to serve the Lord in this Sankirtana movement. We can start with the Dhanu. So the bow, if we consider it, when we think of the story of Lord Ram, what did he have to do? He had to bend it, right? So a bow must be bent and controlled to be useful. So the tension is required, otherwise it's quite ineffective, right? So how can we truly apply that in our life? So spiritual life, frankly, requires restraint, right? That's why we have the four regulative principles. It requires focus. That's what Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. And it requires inner alignment of our goals, what we want to achieve, and so forth. So the mind is loose and scattered and quite indulgent. Frankly, no transformation happens. So the bow also, as we know, as I mentioned earlier, is a weapon. So, and it's a weapon that can be used as a mercy. And right now, when we look at that in the Lotus feet of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, it's actually Mahaprabhu's mercy that's acting to shield us in this age of Kali, right? The bow protects devotees from inner enemies. We don't have enemies just in the outside world, but in our heart too, in the form of lust, in the form of anger, greed, envy, right? So kama, moha, lobha, mada, matsarya. So these are the things that I feel the bow represents. Now, the bow, for it to function properly, it needs to have an arrow that has a clear target, right? So what is our target? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. Is it wealth? Is it validation, status, or is it prema, divine love? So the bow actually challenges us to define our aim, and that goes back to that inner alignment point that I made earlier. So that's about the bow. We can talk about the flag. As I mentioned, the flag announces triumph. It's Mahaprabhu's declaration of the banner of Sankirtana. It represents belonging. We're so fortunate to be, in such a movement under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada and such a big house that he has created for the whole world to take shelter under. It represents compassion, humility, devotion. Also, another thing about the flag is it stands high and it's visible to all. Another reason I picked this because I feel my Guru Maharaj really truly embodies that. If you look at Mahaprabhu, he never practiced devotion secretly. Yes, he did that at the Srivas Angan, but his main thing was Nagar Sankirtan, right? He took Sankirtan to the streets. So the flag symbolizes being bold in our faith. It means public devotion, spiritual confidence, right? It's a preaching movement. Flag also actually it gives us hope when there is chaos, right? In battle, the flag gives us morale. When you're down, you look up and you see that tall standing flag waving or like flying. So when we are confused in this age of Kali, it's the holy name and the flag that's flying and gives us direction. So, yes,
I
this
have
is the
some
way I chose it.
question, very nice, Prema Rupa. And I think your name is so becoming of the way you express and articulate these feelings. So you very nicely articulate how the flag symbolizes that spiritual concept internally. My question is how to carry the flag of Lord Chaitanya without turning it into identity pride or like us versus them consciousness. And that could be even within the movement, my guru is greater, or I'm on the right spiritual path. So how to carry the flag of Lord Chaitanya without it becoming like a pride.
It's an excellent point. We're so fortunate that wherever we go in ISKCON, so we'll talk first from within and then outside. When we go in ISKCON, every temple we go at 4:30 or 5, Mangalarti starts, right? It's so systematic. A new person, no matter which temple they go to, they wouldn't find a difference. And they say this is the best management program that was, installed. So it goes to show that everything is very systemized. Now, coming to the gurus also, each and every guru, when they accept a disciple or have the sacred initiation ceremony, they ask this, four regulative principles. How many rounds would you take an oboe of chanting? And then they ask every single one of these sannyasis or grihastas, whoever gives initiation, they ask, will you help me serve Srila Prabhupada in spreading the Sankirtana movement or Lord Chaitanya's mission, which is to spread the holy name in every town and village. So knowing that everyone, that's their goal, there shouldn't be, that division shouldn't be there. And then again goes back to this flag is an imprint on Lord Chaitanya's, Mahaprabhu's Lotus footprint, right? So again, that's a unifying aspect. Now going back to the whole world, right? Again, Chaitanya Prabhu didn't say that this should spread in every town and village in India or in anything like that. He said in every town and village. That's it. And with his example, he's shown us that it's not just human beings. He wants this to spread to even in the Jharkhand forest. He made the animals that are against each other, like the lion and the deer or the tiger and the deer, hug and chant in ecstasy. So all these are super unifying factors. If we were to read, if we were to understand, we can understand that these are just unifying factors, and we shouldn't look at these as factors that would lead us to divisions.
Thank you. Thank you. I have one more question. I think it's a simple answer. Is the flag more about proclamation or responsibility?
Oh, very nice. I would think responsibility, for sure. Like, no, just taking a small example of, okay, if when you accept a guru, you're actually representing them, right? So it's and when you put this tilak, when you put this kanti mala, you're representing being an ISKCON devotee. That's how ISKCON devotees are known. Or if you have your chanting bag with you, again, another representation of you being an ISKCON devotee. So it is your responsibility to act with care, honor with care. So yes, 100% responsibility.
Thank you. That's so important, right? Such an important
Absolutely.
distinction, because sometimes we may, yay, wave the flag, no, yay,
Mm.
proclamation, but then not really take the responsibility on the foot and
Or what it represents, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That was perfect. Very good. Good answers. And I guess we can move to Anuttara. Tell us more about the barley corn. Why did Lord Chaitanya choose something as simple as barley? Now, what does it teach about humility or sustenance? Yeah.
Yes. If you like, I will show you still another slide. Why not? I really like that we can see this barley corn, when I chose it personally, I was thinking about, okay, if the barley corn is a spiritual food, what Lord Chaitanya wants us really to take, real nourishment, then what are instead the things I've been getting myself, I've been distracting myself with, Therefore, then yes, see, this barley corn is tiny, is at the bottom of the big toe of Lord Gauranga. But it's a very tiny thing that reminds us, if we are humble and really surrender, what can we make today that will provide us spiritual nourishment? Yeah, I wrote for the rest of the week, but it can stay for the rest of our lives, So yeah, my personal meditation was also on, what were my thoughts? What were my thoughts of lack of, where was I starving mentally? I was carrying on, dragging on thoughts of, oh, I'm not able to do this. I'm not good enough, But yes, so I really want to ask Lord Gauranga to help me in this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anuttara. So I have a question. Krishna consciousness is usually a culture of abundance, no? Prosperity, abundance. Krishna is the master of the goddess of fortune. So, how to understand the spiritual mood behind accepting barley?
It's a very good question. Like when I think about barley, I think of something very simple, something that it's not so expensive to get. It's not so such a thing like exotic, kind of food. But it's very basic. It's very foundational. Um, in this sense, if we forget to take our grains during the day, we will feel exhausted. We will feel, I don't have this energy today. What's going on? So in the grain also, there is the potential to become a beautiful, a beautiful field you see in the picture. I love this picture. And that can nourish many, 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 not only ourselves. So from a little grain, then we can give to others. Why not?
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you. I hope,
Yeah, good. I think that addresses
I
question
kind
and
of wanted to add something. I don't know if that, I mean, your points are so nice. I took notes of it. It was really nice. But I never quite addressed what Mataji was asking. Which I think you were asking, like, he's Madhava, husband of goddess of fortune. Then why, like, something so simple like a grain? And I was thinking, my answer to that would have been, if I may, Anatara Mataji. Yeah, would have been that like he shows that he's everybody's, right? He's accessible to the wealthy of the wealthiest, to the poor of the poorest, right? That's why Sudama, his best friend, could come and approach him. So maybe he's showing that he could have easily put like a gold coin there where he was putting a barley, a simple barley grain to show that anybody can approach him and he's accessible to all and he's equal to all.
Mhm.
thank you. Yeah.
Good. You spoke now because when your final time comes to defend for barleycorn, you won't have this point.
Right?
Okay. Nandini Kishori.
I wanted to ask you if this has any connection with Bharat Maharaj who ate only barley, or you think it has any connection?
That's a very good question. To be honest, I don't know, but it makes sense if you think about it. The simplicity of barley corn is that anybody can access it, as Prema Rupa Madhavi Mataji was telling us. From the poorest to the richest, even the little ant can access a barley corn, and it will nourish also. Yes, also the little ant. Why not?
Yeah, good. Very good. Now, I have a question for both of you. How to know when are we truly at the lotus feet of the Lord and not just speaking about them? How to know if we're really, truly at the lotus feet of the Lord and not just talking about them? You can both answer it.
Yeah. So like now when we're looking, as I was mentioning about how the bow helps us, fight those inner demons and so forth. So when we start seeing that clarity, when we start seeing that inner alignment, when we start feeling that sense of belonging and so forth, we truly understand that, all this is happening because I'm meditating on the holy name of the Lord, which is non-different from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That was his mission, to spread the holy name to each and every person. So now that I'm chanting that, all these anarthas inside um, are are dissolving. And now coming to the flag, there can be people who feel shy or embarrassed to share that, or like if they are acquainted with a certain sect of people or the fact that they're religious or spiritual, right? So if they are no longer feeling any sense of embarrassment to, be their own self, no matter in front of who, again, maybe that might be a sign that you have truly taken shelter and that mercy is kind of floating and you can feel that.
Yeah, thank you. Anuttara?
Yes, so I would like to answer with what Srila Prabhupada tells us. So I was reading, I also shared it, his purport to Gorangera Duttipada from Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Srila Prabhupada says that in this song, Narottam Das Thakur says, one who has accepted the lotus feet of Lord Caitanya, in other words, one whose only asset of possession is the two lotus feet of Lord Caitanya, is supposed to know what is the essence of devotional service. So, if we really take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga, this person, because I cannot yet tell myself, but that person really knows the essence of devotional service, and that of course will show in the satisfaction, inner satisfaction that this person embodies, and always the need to preach and tell others about this wonderful message. So
I'd
thank
echo
you.
I'd echo what you said in the end, right? That preaching, like if you really have that urge to now share with others too, like when I come to the grain, right? I really like the fact how you mentioned that a little grain can create a beautiful field of barley, and that can nourish everybody. And that goes into showing the importance of the preaching movement and that we're in a preaching movement and Chaitanya Prabhu want to spread this. So yes, if we have that urge to share, then we can know that we've taken shelter of that Dyutipada.
Wow. Thank you so much, both of you. I think you expressed the difference between emotionally feeling shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and consciously choosing surrender, even when we don't feel like. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Now, the next round of the show is you get 1 minute, each of you. Simplify what the barley corn means in one sentence or whatever, and talk about it to emphasize why it's important for us and why it's more important than your opponent's symbols, your opponent's symbol. And yeah, that's as simple as that. Each of you get 1 minute to talk about your chosen symbol and convince us why that is the most important among the 3 symbols today. And you can start whenever you're ready. Anuttara, would you like to begin?
Yes, thank you. So the barley corn represents really the nourishment of the soul. And it signifies also that our material struggles become very, very insignificant when we place ourselves under the lotus feet of the Lord. So again, in the 12-step journey, we can see that it represents admitting powerlessness. We didn't feed ourselves good, nourishing spiritual food, but we can start with surrendering and admitting it, and then looking for real food, real spiritual food. Thank you.
Thank you. That was 40 seconds. Let's see if Prema Rupa Madhavi can beat that. Go. You have a minute. You have 1 minute.
So going with the bowl. So the bow actually signifies, the power it has to conquer the conditioned soul's false ego and establish prema dharma. The reason that each of us are here in this material world is because we carry this big, big, big friend called ego. So if we were to meditate on that bow of the several imprints on the lotus feet of Lord Mahaprabhu, if we were to focus and meditate on that, then that will give us the power, or it won't give us the power, but with the grace of Vaishnavas, our guru, we'd be able to clarify that false ego and establish prema dharma, which is our main goal in life, or should be our main goal in life. And the flag, once we're able to establish that, it will be a sign of victory, that we're able to disassociate that false ego and have true ego, which is that we are dasano dasano das. We are the servant of the servant of the servant. Only when we have that truly, right? Trinatapi sunichena taror iva sahishtuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Will that victory flag be there, because then we'll truly be able to kirtaniya sadahari, which is the goal of life, which is to chant the holy name of the Lord incessantly. Hare Krishna. Oh, sorry, you're muted.
Okay, thank you. Now, I have a question for our audience. The question is, which of these three that they just mentioned in the last 2 minutes, which of these three is the hardest for us? And also why? Let's take a moment to think of what is the hardest among these three important principles. And our speakers can share their view. What do you think is the hardest among the three that we're discussing today?
For me personally, I think it will be the barley corn, because it's so humble. It's so hard to be so humble. Even like in spite practicing Krishna consciousness, being in this society, my mood is like, oh, I want to lord it over. I want to be seen as the best person, the best devotee who does the best things, and so forth, right? So to take the position of that humble barley corn that's sitting at the tip of the thumb, right big foot of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very hard. And Mataji, Anuttara Mataji, like I admire you for even choosing that. Like I wouldn't even have chosen that, even though it's there on the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. It's like barley corn. Like I would have been like that. So for me personally, it's very hard. So thank you. All glories to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Premarupa Madhavi Mataji. And for me, it's kind of the opposite. For me, the flag, the flag would be hard to, it would be hard for me to go out in triumph with the flag. Because I still carry, as I told you, this mentality of scarcity. That's why for me it was important to choose the barley corn, but the flag is very inspiring to me, because it's really when you are, confident and you want to really, you feel you belong. And with the banner of Sankirtan, nobody can, stop you anymore, because you are just, in the beautiful shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. So then, yes, I really aspire to be there in that position. Yeah, thank you so much.
I had a quick question, and that was like, you mentioned scarcity, right? What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate if you don't mind?
That the thoughts, the recurring thoughts were, who am I? What am I doing anyway? Where I come from? I don't come from this amazing culture. What can I do? And so then, but yeah, this is just a conditionment that comes from from the past, who knows, previous lives. But this moment is amazing because, embraces everybody from each part we come from. So this I really loved about it. I felt really at home, and I still feel at home, of course. It's just I have to let go of this scarcity, yeah? So I ask shelter to the Lord's lotus feet. Yeah, thank you.
It's also very interesting to note how for one devotee, what is austerity may not be an austerity for the other. And what is hard for somebody is easy for someone else. Right? I think that's another symbols in the lotus feet. Again, inclusive of everybody, no matter what. And I also was thinking how when you both were speaking, each of the symbol that you're speaking of, you really truly apply that in your life. You have that personal experience. Like I see Premarupa Madhavi, she has a YouTube channel. She goes out there, waves the flag. She has that mood, right? Like exactly like Guru Maharaj's mood. And then Anuttara, I've seen her. She's so knowledgeable and wise and everything, but she's always like humble. She's always like, even now, I just like both of your share was really touching. You were so like honest and authentic, vulnerable. When Premarupa Madhavi, she immediately said, Barley corn is the hardest because it's hard for me to take that humble position. And then Anuttara on the other side, she's like, oh, I don't come from that culture. And she's really like demonstrating even there, like I could really see Premarupa doesn't have a problem to wave her. What is my struggle? This is my struggle. And Anuttara is like, oh, even there, she's like, oh, I don't come from the Vedic culture or something. And she really is like, so what I'm saying is, Krishna is amazing because he manifests in the heart of a devotee only when we have somehow or another imbibed certain qualities. And that shows that we have so much to learn from each other and why we need Sangha and why we need to be like right now, this energy which is happening, especially in the live Sangha when we're all here, it's really touching the heart. And so it's so important to transfer that because they say bhakti comes from bhakti. Bhakti doesn't come from anything else. So that each person, each of the symbol has a bhakti of its own nature or its own flavor. Each symbol in the lotus feet, each quality has its own bhakti. And so we can actually give bhakti to each other. So I find it very nourishing. Thank you. Okay, I guess we are at the last round, which is basically I want Premarupa Madhavi to argue why Barley Corn is the most important for devotees in advance in Krishna consciousness. And Anuttara will argue against that. And she will wave the flag and tell us why the flag and the bow are most important for us to advance in our Krishna consciousness. Go ahead, Premarupa Madhavi, you can begin.
Yeah, hey Krishna. I'm gonna just start like how the devotee yesterday started. Barley corn, this is easy. I really love the fact like how Anantara Mataji mentioned that when we meditate on the barley corn, we should think of nourishment, it's spiritual food. That's like wow. And so as those, right, we have this beautiful example of like the bird in the cage and the bird is seeking food out. So we're also speaking that spiritual nourishment and this barley corn on the tip of the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu is that. And also I like the fact that, and this is why I think barley corn is the best, the most important symbol that we discussed today. And also of the Shikshashtakas, as devotees, it's mentioned that even our previous Acharya says, Trinadapi sunichena tarur iva sahishnuna amanina manadina kirtanya sadahari, hang that in your neck, right? That's the most important of all the instructions. So humility is another thing that the barley corn represents. And finally, I really, really love the fact that from a small grain of barley corn, we have this huge field of a barley corn that can nourish every single person. From the heart of like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I feel, nourish that into our beloved Srila Prabhupada's heart, and he established this whole movement for the whole world to eat barley corn amongst all the other nutritious prasad, which
Hi,
is
Ma.
nourishing for the soul. Yeah,
Thank
so the
you.
barley corn. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Anuttara.
Yes, so we have two symbols presented by Pramarupa Mataji. So the bow is amazing. I mean, it's not only a weapon, but represent really the how we have to bend, and when there is tension required, it means we can follow the principles, the rules, focus, inner alignment that is required to get to the target we are going towards. So I would say without the focus of having the bow, we cannot really reach real humility, also because we have to see really precisely what we need to work on, our wrongs, very fine. And the flag is then when it's time, for me, it's also celebration, can we say? Yeah, it's a triumph. It's really, we have reached all these amazing qualities: compassion, humility, and real devotion. And we feel we belong to the Lord. And so we can go out on Sankirtan, chanting Hare Krishna, Haribol.
Perfect. Very good. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Nandini Kishori, you have a timer on? What's happening?
I'm just preparing for my class so that I can see the timer.
So it's
I don't
showing
know
up
how that
for
works.
everyone.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Now we'll take a vote. Let's everybody take a vote on first. Let's actually pick a symbol. Let me ask Premarupa Madhavi. Can we pick a symbol for your topic? Which was, yeah, which one you want to choose?
Rocket.
Rocket. All right. Let's see. Rocket. And you, Anuttara?
But for me, I will go with the balloon. Yes, I see the balloon. Yeah? Okay. Let's
Okay.
fly.
Let's fly. All right, everybody, let's take a vote. How many of you feel that, come on, I mean, it's not fair deal because there's both bow and the flag, and there's barley corn. So I think it's not fair. We have to pick one. Premarupa Madhavi, pick one among the two. Two against one is not fair deal.
Yeah, maybe it's together. It's like victory flag, like together. Yeah.
I know, but that can't compete with the barley corn.
Yeah, okay. Maybe then because many people resonated with the bow so much, let's go with the bow, more for
Okay.
inner growth and everything.
All right. Bow representing inner growth and barley corn representing surrender and humility. Let's vote for which one do you feel? It's not about like a competition in general. It's more about your life right now. Right now for you, which one would you vote? The rocket for the bow, very befitting actually. So how many of you feel that you need that inner growth, inner alignment?
I can't choose. I don't know why.
Only one. I only see what? One, two.
Oh,
One.
I'm for bow. Yeah, I can't choose.
Okay, those of you who can choose the humility is what you need. Or you can put the balloon. Okay, now we can all begin. So rocket is the bow and barley corn is the balloon. I see somebody has a question because I don't see everybody voting or putting the emojis. Come on, girls. Oops. Put it. Kulavati, Krishna Priya, and Nitikishore. Oh, they can't because unless you have video, it won't allow you to vote. So you have to put on the video. I'll tell you a secret. Just keep your hand to the camera and turn on, and then you put your emoji. we won't see what you're wearing, or nobody will see. Just cover your camera and then you put your emoji. Until then, we'll wait for you. Nitikishwar, you're looking pretty. It's okay. Don't worry. I think she's in the office. Okay.
I'm
Good.
at office, but
Let's take a final vote one last time. Just see how many. One rocket, one rocket, balloon, 1, 2, and rocket, 1, 2, 3. I think balloon is 3. Yamuna also voted for balloon. So we have 3 balloons and 3 rockets, like yesterday. It's a tie. Okay.
Somebody has in the chat.
Oh, somebody else put in the chat? Yes, they did. Bo. No,
okay.
no, that's you.
Okay.
All right. No problem. The winning question. Ready? You know, the Kaun Banega Crorepati. Da, 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 da. Okay, the question comes. If we had to practice just one of these deeply, one of these symbols or the principle behind the symbols, one of them deeply. This is a question for our speakers. Which one would you recommend and how? You can pick the one you picked or whatever, but yeah. For 1 month to focus on it. Which one would you recommend and why? And those of you who like to, you can also participate in the chat by typing the answer. Which one would you recommend and why?
So I was just thinking of it, and I think maybe this is my nature. I was thinking if I were maybe for me it should be the bow. It's hard, right? So many things that there, like so many anarthas, so many things you're working on. So me, I'm thinking it's the bow because what resonates most with me with the bow is that it helps with inner alignment, and if I have that inner alignment properly, then I will also become humble, and then I'll be victorious. So it's like always. But that's how I think. I'm sorry. But yeah, maybe the bow, like inner clarity and just focus and just working on myself. And yeah.
Thank you. Anantara?
Yeah, for me, I go, again to this concept of nourishment. So if until now I've been feeding myself other than, what I really, really need, what my soul really anchors for, then what can I do what can I implement in my life that can really, really give me that nourishment? So in this sense, the barley corn, huh? Because personally I feel I have been starving, so, and I've been eating the wrong things, something that really didn't fill me up in my soul. So for that, I would, for this month, focus and see where is the real nourishment. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Anybody wants to change your vote? Okay, now is the time. Let's take a minute. Write your own. What do you vote for? What do you recommend? And how? How can we practice that?
I liked how Yamuna Mataji also like combined every single thing, like all the 3 symbols together in her prayer.
Yeah. So we have more. Rajmanjari Mataji says, barley corn to help me stay humble. And we have Yamuna saying again, association with the humble ones and service to them. Yeah, also Yamuna said the other one previously. Well, I guess that one also means barley corn, to take a humble position in front of those ones. Nandini Kishori says, Dear Lord Chaitanya, I pray to you that you may always I pray to you that I may always carry books in my hands, distributing them with humility of barley, feeling protected by your bow and flag, of course. Thank you. Nice. Everybody, whatever is our prayers, let's pray for each other, for this group which have assembled to give us all the humility that the barley corn represents, to give us that pride in our sampradaya, pride in our path, not necessarily in our own limited capacity, but pride that we belong to a very glorious sampradaya, and to be victorious, to spread the names of Lord Chaitanya, not our own name. And Premarupa Madhavi, she has another prayer. Dear Victory Flag, please help me be courageous as my beloved Guru Maharaj in sharing Krishna consciousness to each and everyone who are all seeking nourishment and inner alignment. Take flag of victory of Srila Prabhupada, Hari Bol. Anuttara says, please Lord Gauranga, please help me find the real source of nourishment. Let me maintain focus and then celebrate with the amazing Sankirtan movement. Help me please feel part of it without reservations. Yes, very nice. Niti Kishori says, I pray to the Lord to let me align to his will and is able to appreciate his way of doing things. Fantastic, fantastic prayers and thoughts. Thank you so much, everybody. So let's do our final ritual for today. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And imagine yourself in a quiet garden at dawn. There's quiet breeze blowing. You feel still and safe. And in the center of this garden is a lotus feet of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Cool, radiant, giving us shelter without considering how significant or insignificant we are. You're not rushing, you're simply sitting there, placing down all your worries, all your ambitions, all your fears, all the defenses, all this need to control. The lotus feet of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu has the capacity to push away what is unnecessary and give us the shelter, the ultimate cooling shelter, nourish us, align us, and give us the ability to celebrate and to fly high and cry out the Lord's holy name. Now gently look up, just beyond this lotus feet. You see the symbol of the flag rising and fluttering in the sky. Steady, unmoving, catching the light. And look at this flag as there's a field of barley corn around you, where the Lord is assuring of nourishment and protection. And then we see the bow of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, which he actually held in his Sadbhuj form. He held the bow of Lord Ramachandra. And the flag says, you belong to love, to service. And the bow is pushing us towards the truth. And the Lord is showing us that we have plenty to receive from the Lord, from this barley corn, feel this balance in this memory garden that you've just created within your heart, within your mind's eye. May the lotus feet of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu give you rest. May the flag give you the direction. May the bow give you the courage, and the barley corn keep us always under the shelter of the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Take one slow breath. Let this shelter ground you. Let this purpose steady you. And remembering the mercy of your spiritual master, let us joyfully proclaim ourselves as the humble servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada, our previous acharyas, and in the Sangha of Vaishnavas, and especially our Vaishnavis today in our group. Thank you so much for your participation. You can come back to this room now, wake up, and carry this memory garden so you can access this mercy anytime you want. Thank you, Anuttara Devi and Prema Rupa Madhavi. Thank you, everybody, for attending this session. We look forward to hear more from you. Every day, I'm just nourished and surprised. This talk show is just amazing. It's one of the best experiences, actually. It's just meditative. Thank you. So see you in the next session. I think we will connect in the group when is going to be the next session. All right. Hare Krishna.